Good morning, everyone. How are we today? I hope it's a little less wet than it is here for you all. Good morning, Tracy on YouTube, and Julie Burrows, and Nova Blackburn. How are you? Hope you're doing well. Let me know how your week's going. Let's just make sure Facebook's all live as well and working as it should. Good morning, Anne-Marie. How are you? Evening here, of course, evening in Queensland, but again, I hope the weather's better for you than it is here. I think the whole of Britain is soaking in torrential downpour today. Good morning, Christine. Yeah, Wednesday does come around so quickly every week, doesn't it? It's just, I don't know where the weeks go. Who was I talking to the other day? Somebody, Sam, was it you, talking about it being 5 weeks since something happened, and I was like, 5 weeks? No way. It's just gone so quickly. Anyway, today was one of those days, as usual, where I didn't actually know what I was going to do. Good morning, Laurie. How are you? And Elaine Hunt. And Monica. Monica's back from her holiday. Yay, just in time for my launch on Friday. Hello, how are you? It's sunny in Shropshire. That's not fair. I'm going to Shropshire. That's it. Yeah, it's also wet in London as well. So one of those mornings this morning where I had no idea what I was going to craft, because Wednesdays do creep up really quickly. And then I got my Craft Stash email and I saw that this set was the deal of the day on Craft Stash. So I thought, do you know what? That's a good place to start, isn't it? Granny Annie 40, Gemma Brown, I'm really well, thank you very much. Yeah, wet in Carlisle as well. It has been for weeks. It has been wet. It seems like we've just skipped summer and gone straight to autumn, doesn't it? Kobe, good evening to you as well. Western Australia's cold and wet too. Kobe, when does it start heating up over there then? Because I always think, like I say every week, I always think Australia should be warm, the entire country. Let's just pop over to Facebook. I don't want to miss anybody. Julianne Evans, good morning. First time watching, sunny here in Mid Wales. Oh, again, I'm coming over to Mid Wales then. I'm going to do a few stops, but I'll come over and see you, Julianne. Thank you for joining me for the first time. That's lovely. And Julie Elizabeth said sunny and breezy in Thorpe Bay. Do you know what? That's not fair. We got all the wet weather. Sunny in the West Midlands. Okay, all right. Hello, Julie Young, and Lynn Harrison as well. Anne-Marie, you've got this die. Good. So hopefully I'll give you some inspiration with it. Vicky, how are you? Vicky, I'm having my tattoo filled in soon. It's the outline at the moment, so I'm having it all shaded in. So yeah, get that finished off. Lovely. Okay, let's get crafting, shall we? That's what we are here for. So this is from the bookshop collection. A lot of the bookshops sold out really quickly, including a stamp set that I think I used last week. The book page with the sort of the middle faded out. That is going to be making a comeback. I think we're talking like beginning of next year in a way. But this one's still available. I think the bird's sold out, the book's sold out, but this one's hanging on. There isn't a huge amount, to be honest. There's not a massive amount there, but if you like this, it's like £8. I'm going to double check now, just check the price for you. Deal of the day today and only today. It is £8.49, and then obviously if you're a VIP on Craft Stash you get an additional 10% off that, like 85p off that. I've got that linked, should be pinned in the comments. Well, it's actually linked. So the pin, what I've done is I've gone to textures and I've gone to the biggest saving, I think it is, and you can go and browse the biggest saving of any brand. You can filter out. So I've done that in the pinned comment. So you'll see the deal of the day, but you'll also see some other products with some great savings on as well. Yeah, really excited to get my tattoo finished, because hopefully it will probably be the last one for a while. So besides playing with this die set, and the colours I want to use are these. So Salvage Patina, because I've got a couple of new sprays arrived recently, so do something maybe with the sprays. We've got Walnut Stain, Salvage Patina and Antique Linen. I'm working on ivory coloured cardstock. Hello Lisa, lovely to have you join us. Windy, is it? Yeah, it's breezy here as well. So working on ivory colour cardstock, just to give me a bit of a base so I don't have to completely saturate my paper or card. And yeah, I really don't know quite what I'm going to do, but we're going to have a play and see what happens. I think I might like to make this look maybe a little bit sort of rusty metal patina type perhaps. we're going to make a card, and it'll be very much mixed media sort of style. I'm just thinking, I'm low in my chair at the minute. I've switched chairs, and this was as high as this chair will go, so I tend to start like work down here. So I'm just thinking I'm going to try and bring my camera this way just a touch for you, so excuse the moving around. It's not playing ball with holding there. It's not wanting to. Right, let's move you that way. It's not going to happen. Right, just shout at me in the comments, everybody. Oh, why is my computer not charging? Bear with me, everyone. That should be charging, and it's not. It is plugged in, I promise. It's just told me it's running low on battery. I'm just going to plug that in because that would be a disaster if that goes. Right, let's just switch. Excuse me, everybody. Impromptu. There we go. It was the plug socket. I've obviously got a socket that's gone. It's charging. Phew, because when my computer goes low on battery, it really goes low on battery. It says absolutely not having it, and if it dies, then I can't get it started again for at least another sort of half an hour. It seems to take forever to kickstart again once I could put it on charge. So saved the life. Let's make sure. Yep, it's still charging. Good. Okay. So how are we all? How's your week been, everybody? While I get this ready. Now, where's my... Do you know what? It's been a busy week. So obviously the craft-a-thon, that was amazing. Thank you so much, everybody who joined me, including obviously the guests. We've got Vicky and Gemma in the comments. Sam, I know I've spoken to Sam this morning. She said she would probably pop in. So all of you who joined me, you were all amazing. I did actually say afterwards, and I didn't dare say it during the day, the whole day actually went off without a hitch. Like, I don't think anything went wrong at all. It was amazing. I loved it. I can't tempt fate now because it's done, isn't it? I still don't know the amount we raised because the lady who does the social media and is sorting all that side of things. I didn't realise she's actually off Monday to Wednesday this week. She's back in tomorrow, so hopefully tomorrow we'll get an announcement on Craft Stash how much we earned. Good morning, Miss Patriotic. Debbie, hello to you. Florida is hot. I'm definitely coming over there then. Monica, need those books as I've missed out on them. Oh, Monica, did I send you some die cuts of them because you missed out at the time? We never restocked them, unfortunately. Hello, Linda. Lovely of you to pop in. Linda actually won the first prize. I assume you're the same, Linda Worth. Won the first prize on the Craft-a-thon, which was good fun. Yeah, that was really nice. Okay, so... And yeah, it was a fantastic day. It was good. Hectic week for Tracy, Nana duties for school holidays. Oh, I know. My son has just spent the last few days just not even coherent, I think. He's been out with friends on a sleepover and he's now back. But last night, he was in bed by 9 o'clock. Well, he had two nights of sleepovers in a row, so he's done for the week, I think, now. But my daughter's been away house sitting and dog sitting. Yes, you have. Good. I hope you enjoy your prize, Linda. I'm not sure if it's come out to you yet. I know customer services were asking if they could have a rundown of all the prizes, so hopefully it won't be too long if you haven't already got it. Now, the first thing I'm going to do for this, I'm still keeping an eye on the comments. I will reply to you as soon as I can. First thing I'm going to do is add some kind of resist to it before I'm just trying to find my clear embossing powder actually, because I've got a couple but they're all running out. That one's white. We could go white, couldn't we? Should we go white or clear? Let's go white. Let's put some white on there. I'm going to add some texture before I start adding a load of ink. So this is going to be my background. Then I'm going to build up the heart, cut this out and build this up and make this kind of look a little bit sort of, I'm hoping, like I say, old rusty metal, something like that with a bit of patina in there. And yeah, we'll just see what happens. I think they're always the best cards, aren't they, when you just don't know how it's going to work, but it does. Now, what was I saying? The craft-a-thon was amazing. So again, thank you everybody who joined. Thank you those. I know lots of you clicked through and donated directly to the website, and lots of you bought some of the products. So it was a really good fun day. But that is just sort of, that obviously took over that week. And then this week, I've got a launch on Friday. So I've got new textures products launching. I'm not sure if any of you have seen sneak peeks or anything yet. I think I might have shown sneak peek the other day actually. Right, I'm just doing some random stamping here. Do you know what that'll do? That'll do for now. I can always add to it. This is a heart from the, do you know what? I think this one might have sold out. Or if it's not sold out, no, I think this one's sold out. Apologies. Sorry, I shouldn't use items that have sold out. So it's from the Reflections collection, and we have also got an owl, a typewriter. What else is there? Butterfly. Oh, again, butterfly, if it's even there still. But they come in 4 parts. I'm making a right mess of this. I should have put a piece of paper underneath. And there's a bit there. So we'll build up the background, we'll build up the heart. We'll just see. But yeah, the best cards are always those ones that you don't plan, aren't they? I think. Oh, it's your birthday on Friday, is it, Monica? I never knew. I should have known that, shouldn't I? You probably have told me in an email before. More than likely. I'm terrible. Right, just getting any. I'm not worried about speckles of embossing powder because I think that'd be quite nice. But I don't want big long lines. Accidentally Creative, good morning. How are you? Hope you're well. Yes, I did. I think I did sneak in. Was it last week? I snuck in a little peek of the new collection, perhaps. So it's winter themed, you know, we're all doing Christmas in July / August. So I've just dabbed on this stamp. This could be any stamp really, because you don't stamp enough of it to need to worry about what it says or how clear it is. I'm hoping so. I've just done my videos, or been doing this morning my videos ready for the VIPs. So VIPs on Craft Stash, you'll get your first look. So yeah, so very, very busy week. We've also got lots going on just at Craft Stash in general. So companies doing special things with us, collaborations and such. Is all good fun. So do you know what? I say every week, and a lot of you are probably the same. I say every week, oh, it'd be nice to just get this week over with and then we'll have a break. Does it ever happen? Do we ever get the break? So you can only just see that there. If I hold it up at that sort of angle, you can see I've got a few white specks. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrunch up my paper. Okay, sprinkle scrunch. I'm aiming for this not being too dark. Some people, now I used to teach classes, I used to teach at retreats and crops and things like that, and crumpling up paper was kind of like just something I did very regularly. And so many people would be, oh, I dread it when you say crinkle up the paper, because I just can't do it. I think this is antique linen, this one. But I became known for it, and there was just some people who would love it, and they'd be like, oh yeah, let's crumple it up and let's see what happens. Or tearing it as well. Some people just couldn't bring themselves to tear paper when I was doing tutorials and things, classes. But do you know what? This, I love this effect. This actually, I remembered this by accident the other day. I was inking a piece of cardstock. I'm wondering if I can show you. No, it's too far away for me to reach. I was inking a piece of cardstock, and I had the smallest little fold or crease in it that I hadn't noticed because it was white cardstock. And as I inked over it, the ink picked up really dark on the crease. And I thought, oh, do you know what? That actually really works. It's nice. So you can use that in future for a technique. So I'm just going to ink this over with antique linen, and it's not a dark colour. I'm not going for this being any much darker than the ivory, but it will just catch on those creases a little bit darker than anywhere else, and it will just make them stand out and give it lots of texture. It's really nice. So can you now see those? Probably have to put a shadow over them because the lights are ever so bright, aren't they? But hopefully you can see those a little bit more. So just a little bit of texture. Now, walnut stain I'm going to go in with as well. Where is walnut stain? I didn't get my brushes out ready. Oh, there you are. So I could just pick out the surface like this. Right, okay, so let's do a bit of a wash. I don't know what colour's already on my mat. I can feel I've got something on there, but I'm not sure what. let's do a little bit of this just on one side, and just add, oh, we've got, that is quite dark there, so let's water that down. Lovely. It'll all dry a little, always dries a little bit lighter. I have got the resist there from the white. I love this, getting messy and then kind of just going with it, whatever happens, whatever it looks like. And if it's too much, just water it down. There we go. Okay. Right, I'm going to have a bit of a clean up. So first of all, lift off of here so it doesn't soak in anymore. So you can really see the creases, you can see a bit of the resist. Like I say, it's all very pale at the moment. But one thing I didn't do was my favourite, salvage patina. Let me see. Sprinkle with cards. Hello to you. Hello to Gillian as well. Teresa, I love crumpling paper. Haven't done it in a project for ages. I know, it's kind of something I think that just got forgotten for a while. Good morning, Sam. How are you? You're a bit late, but you know, I'll forgive you. Oh, sciatica's terrible, Julianne. I think, now am I right in thinking, did Vicky say something on her Facebook this morning about sciatica? Do you have it as well, or was that something completely different? Might have been someone else, I apologise. I think you said you had a bad back at least. Oh, Sam, you'll be pleased to know I am now dressed. When we spoke this morning, I was still not dressed. So just a few speckles of blue there. I think I need to dry this off now. There we go. So there's a little bit of the messy bit over with, but I will add to this lots. I have to keep remembering to remove this mat as well. It's warped a little bit because I did heat something on it the other day. So we've got the white. Yes, it's back. Oh dear, that's a shame. That's a shame. I can sympathise with back pain. I fractured my coccyx bone. Oh, blimey, 2 years ago in March. It was agony. It was actually, I was at work. All I did was I just leant down to pick something up off the floor. And as I leant down, the bottom of my back with it pushed outwards because I was bent over. So with it sort of exposed, I hit it on the corner of a metal arm of a chair. And it made me feel quite poorly for a few minutes when I first did it, and then didn't think anything of it. And I went home and carried on with my day. But that evening, all of a sudden, I thought, I was trying to get up. I was trying to get up off the chair and I thought, oh, that really hurts. And from then it was just agony I still get trouble with it now. So back pain is just the worst. Anyway, trust the process, absolutely, always. Because this is going to be, for the most part, I'm going to use this dye and a lot of it's going to be covered up. So I'm just creating a background at the moment. Everyone on YouTube just joining. Hello to Layla, is that? Am I saying your name right? I hope I am. Hello from Norway. How are you? How's the weather? I'd like to know how the weather is around the world. Yes, so that's going to sit on there. Now, walnut stain. Let's go back in with walnut stain. Just go around the edges of this and do a little bit of stamping. If you've ever watched one of my lives where I haven't got anything planned and I'm not really sure what I'm doing, then you won't be stressed at the moment. You won't be worried about how this is going to turn out, because we usually make something, don't we? Something comes together in the end. But I like this. I like just having a bit of a play with some stamps. I've got some stamps here. Let's just get a block and some inks, creating some sort of background and then going with it and seeing what happens. My go-to is to put a butterfly on everything. I'm not going to do that today, I don't think. So I'm going to use the word dedication a couple of times. And because that's quite dark, I'll give it a spritz. Can you see that just starts to wick a little bit and fade out? I've got, I'm not sure if I quite, there we go, that's a bit better. Then I've got, this is all from my Mariposa stamp set. It's this one, I think it's still in stock. There we go. I can't remember what that one's called. It's the Mariposa one. I think there's a few more of these left, so I'm just using the little stamps. Let's do an 1874 up here. Again, it might be covered over. Oh, that's nice because it's kind of, it kind of fades in. You don't see much of it. But I'd also like to do this. Do you know what? Randomly, I'm going to bring in a different colour. I'm going to bring in, shall we go fired brick? Just a couple. Let's do one there. And let's do one up here. Okay. And I think they will work later. I think that will. Little splashes of red and teal together are lovely. Again, let's just give that a little bit of a spray so it just fits in. So who's crafting along with me? Who's crafting? Who's working? Oh, you had your coccyx removed, did you? Ow. Why? I don't know if I want to know why that is. That sounds terrible. Oh, here we go. This is a lovely text stamp. So this is the Reflections Owl. I was talking about the Reflections collections earlier. And they do rhyme. And this owl has some really lovely words on it. So let's just stamp a few of these around the edge. I think the trick with any sort of mixed media is not to be scared of making a mess or scared of doing anything wrong, because I think if you live like that, you're never going to create anything. There's a bit of water there, never mind. Okay, right, I'm going to stop with the background for now, just for now, and I mean I might need to come back to this a bit later and add to it. That is going to sit on a white card base, which that needs to dry actually, it's a bit damp. That's going to sit on the white card base, but I will probably ink. I think I'll do that now actually. It's just ink the card base so that it will work. Let's dry this off first. Let's just ink it with a bit of antique linen. Is that dark enough? Oh, a car accident. Oh yeah. Well, I hope it's feeling a lot better now. Just having some breakfast. I'm more a midnight crafter. Are you? So last night I was up quite late in here crafting, but I did have a glass of wine and I did get Netflix on. In fact, actually, Sam and I were talking about this recently. So she watches sometimes programs while she's crafting. We both do a lot of filming though. So sometimes it can be quite difficult to watch anything while we're working because we have to be filming things or editing. But yes, last night I was just crafting. I was just making samples for the new collection. So I did put Netflix on. I had to ask my husband what the password was though, because I'd completely forgotten I'd not used it for that long. And I'm watching The Witcher. Who's seen it and who loves it? Because I think it's brilliant. I really like it. Unfortunately though, it is one of those shows where you do need to concentrate, don't you? And to know what's going on. There we go. So that will sit on there. So that's my base for now. A hot mess. It'll all come together. She says, in hope. In hope. Once I've got my coffee made, I'll be crafting along. Need to finish 3D display card for my sister's 25th wedding anniversary. Oh wow, a bit warm here, due to be 41 degrees. Wow, I love the heat. Love the heat. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that for now. I might do some stitch edging or something, but I want this die to go on top. And this is the deal of the day. Die set. So £8, did I say £8.49 everybody? It was something like that, wasn't it? Let's double check it again so I get it right for those who are just joining. £8.49 today. It will go back up. I think it's usually like £16.99. This is the die set. So you've got the hearts here, which are 2 layers. You can use them together or separately. you've actually got this strip cuts out. I was going to actually use that on the edge of my layer that I've just done. I will do that in a moment. So that's like your torn notepaper edging. So you've got this one which cuts out a panel, and you see you've got the outline around the edge, but then you've also got this one which is simply just the holes. So if I wanted to just put the holes into the side of this panel here, I could do it that way. So I'm not sure, I might do that, or I might cut myself a panel from a different colour cardstock and then have it peeking out from the edge. That, I think I might do it that way, because I'll do a darker colour then. But we'll do that in a bit. Then you also get the twine knot, which I love this die. It does look like twine. It's kind of got that jagged edge to it. So you cut it from craft cardstock and it looks really good fun. And you've also got the paper clip, which is really sweet too. So that all comes together, £8.49. If you click on the link that I've pinned on both Facebook and YouTube, you'll be able to go straight to that. But we need to cut this out. I'm wondering if I can cut both from the same piece of cardstock. Yeah, they'll fit on. Save my scraps a little bit. This was just one A4 piece. I will pop this up that way. I can't remember how this cuts. I think it cuts really well actually. Usually the textures dies are brilliant. The ones I've got launching on Friday, I am here, I'm just off to the side. Let's bring this in just so you can see what I'm doing. The one that I've got on Friday, the launch, the dies are cutting so beautifully. And one of the dies is really intricate and really gorgeous, but yeah, cutting absolutely perfectly, which I'm thrilled about. Now my machine started making a noise, and it is a new machine, so I will have to see if I can dig out the box if I need to send it back. But can you hear that? It's kind of just making that noise. Only when I go one way, forward's fine, but as it's going through the other way, it makes that noise. It's not affecting the way it works at all. It's just a bit annoying in videos, isn't it? So there's the base. So it's a bit of a funky heart, as in a slightly different shape. Does anyone else wish that Craft Stash would offer less postage for just one item, like the deal of the day, for example? Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah, you need to get it up to £30, don't you, for the free postage? You love Witcher? Yeah, it's really good, really good. I thought my husband would love it because he's a huge Superman fan. Obviously, is it Henry Cavill? Is that his name? Something like that. Now, Lynn, this was me. I can't watch anything while I'm crafting. I get engrossed in the craft, then realise I've missed half an hour of the programme. Exactly. Or if the programme's really good, I get engrossed in the programme and I stop crafting, which is a bit naughty because I usually should be working. So, yeah, I have that problem as well. But last night I thought, do you know what? I'm not working because it's out of work time. So if I do get engrossed in the programme, it's not the end of the world. And I managed to keep up with both actually. I was actually doing something quite repetitive at the time, which is why I thought, right, I'm going to put this on. So this heart has lots of words that pop out of it. Now you can use these letters if you want to. And there are most of the letters of the alphabet here as well, if you want to pop them out and use them for something else, to spell out a word or a name. There we go. I'm terrible. I'm trying to get back into the habit of cleaning my dies when I first use them. My way to clean them has always been to just drop them on something solid like my desktop or the floor, like if it's a solid hard floor, and most of the bits pop out that way. Good morning, Maureen, how are you? Hope you're well. Handmaid's Tale, that's what, yeah, Sam, I was going to say that's what Sam's watching, but she's commented Handmaid's Tale. Oh, he's got nice jawbone, hasn't he, Sam? Not that that's why I watch it, obviously. So I thought my husband would really like it because, he quite likes, I mean, like Game of Thrones, he absolutely loved and things like that. But he just said, no, it doesn't interest him. Right, now this is going to be much darker. So I think I'm going to go with the sprays, walnut stain. Now, because this is an oxide, you do need to give it a shake. and mix up, because the pigment all sits at the bottom. If it's an ink, so you see the difference, you've got the spray stain, that's just liquid, that doesn't need mixing. The oxide has the pigment in, which gives it that sort of chalky effect when it reacts with the water and oxidizes, and that's very different. So let's do on the top one, we want some nice greens going in there as well. I think I need something a bit darker. I'm just looking at what sprays I've got with me. Still not got everything from the studio. This bottom one I'd like to be a bit darker, so I'm gonna bring some black in. That's really dark, but once I layer them up. Okay, so now I need to, oh, do you know what? It's gonna get really messy. It's gonna get really messy, because I need to transfer these onto a mat to dry them off, because I can't dry them on my blending mat. Let's see, tweezers. I mean, they're drying. It's already starting to dry on there. And this one as well. Let's give this a wipe. Do you know what? Let's not give it a wipe. Let's spritz some more water and let's make use of all that as best we can. It might be a bit messy, but you never know when I'm going to want a piece of cardstock. You know what? I could use this for the notepad edge when it's dry. Okay, that'll do. Now I'm going to give this a wipe. There we go. I thought about washing my hands before I started the live because I had some blue ink on them, and I thought, do you know what? Let's not bother. That's nearly dry, that top one. Finish that off. Let's have a look at these comments. Thinking about crafting soon, but I'd rather watch you crafting. Well, hopefully I'll give you some ideas so that you can get crafting. There we go. So that one's, the actual paper's still a bit damp, but the ink has soaked in. So this mat is my heat resistant mat that I use. It was supposed to be with the Tim Holtz glass mat. It's the bit that sticks on the side, and it's, like I say, it's heat resistant, but I don't use it like that. I just bring it in when I need to, because I need to get out of that habit of heating on my blending mats. Good morning, Stacey, how are you? Sorry you're late, don't worry. I didn't know you were on as early as I thought, 11. I think maybe I used to start these at 11 perhaps, but kind of switched up to 10 o'clock because sometimes I would then have a Craft Stash live in the past at 12:30, and it would just got a little bit too much of a rush. There you go, those colours are gorgeous. There, I'm going to add some gold to this, I think. See, that stands out, doesn't it? I think the trick is to add, yeah, I'm happy with that. And this, if I cut this now, that actually needs a bit of a dry. But can you see where I'm going with this now? Is it looking a bit less messy? Quite grungy. Good morning, Sharon. Joined late, walking the dog. Hope you didn't get too wet. Mind you, as we've discovered, it's not the entire country that's wet. It seems to just be me. Or my area, not just me. Right, there we go. So yeah, we don't have Craft Stash lives on a Wednesday anymore. We just have the Friday live. Thank you, Lisa. We'll get there. We'll make, I told you, didn't I trust the process? We'll make something come together. It'll be fine. So I'm just going to die cut this. A little bit of cardstock that we salvaged when we had all that ink on the mat. So what's going on this week? So I said we've got textures launch today on Craft Stash. Somebody actually messaged and I forgot to reply, and they asked, do me and Sam own craft stash, I think it was. I'm not sure who, can't remember who it was now. No, we don't. I mean, that would be lovely, but no, we don't. We just both work for Craft Stash. And we're big fans. Both of us shopped at Craft Stash before we worked for them. You know, we're obviously part of the co-brand team as well, which means we have a collection with them. How do we like that? Do we think we need one on both sides though? Good morning, Daniel. How are you? Luella. Geez, I haven't heard that name for a long time. Putting off walking the dog and spied you are on. Oh, poor old Peppa. Get her out there. Is it raining there, Dan? Yeah, Dan, I didn't catch you at Doncaster. You said you weren't there. When I'm not going to Sundown, as far as I know. I'm not going to be at Sundown, so I won't see you there. Thank you. Thank you, Maureen. That's lovely. They pop on over to YouTube. Actually, funny enough now, I get more people on YouTube than I do on Facebook. Isn't that strange? Amazing how the dark spray on the solid heart has really mellowed it with drying out. Yes, so because they're oxide sprays, they oxidize. Mellowed out. I like that word. It's mellowed. So I'm just going to run this through. Oh, I've put my die cutting machine too far away. So I think I'm going to put one the other edge and we'll see how it looks with one on both sides. And then decide. I need to stop asking you holes on the other side. Yeah. Oh, hang on. There we go. So this is all part of the same die set. That's the deal of the day today. There we go. Look, so does that frame it a bit better? Let's have a look. Yeah, a bit happier with that. I need some gold on that though. I'm thinking gilding wax or something that I haven't used in a long time. I've got to see if I can find it now. Bear with me, I'm going to stand up. Oh, it's hiding. I'm not sure if this is going to be... I've got a gelato. Faber-Castell gelato. Because I'm not sure I've got any gilding wax with me. I'm wondering, let's try it out on a bit of scrap and see how gold it is. Yeah, quite happy with that so far. Okay, so let's remove this one. Put a bit on the mat and see how this looks. So gelatos you can mix with water or you can apply straight up. Oh, I think straight. Okay, let's do it, shall we? Let's see how this looks. Just try and catch the edges of some of the areas. It's not really gold enough, is it? I think we need embossing powder. You can see it. I mean, you can see it, the gold there, but I don't think it's really, it's not that metallic that I wanted. I also want to enhance the green colour as well, the patina. And I think because that's a wax, if I now put some gold embossing powder on those bits of pastel or gelato that I just put on there, I'm hoping they'll stick. Kind of does. It does, yeah. Just a bit patchy, but that's good. It's a nice look. Okay. My tweezers are an absolute godsend. They're the ones that have come from the Sam's Made to Surprise toolkit, craft toolkit, and they're brilliant. I use them all the time. Right, I'm clumsy, so I'm going to pop this away. Right, heat this and see how it goes. Because the powder's just stuck to a few areas of the, like the pastel. It's just going to give me some speckles of gold coming through, which I think will be really cool. Hopefully the heat gun's not too loud for you all. Making it up as I go along. I think they're melted. Are they melted? You know, you're not quite sure. There's a few bits over here as well. It'll just give it a little bit of metallic look. There we go. I think that's melted. So it's subtle. Let me see. There we go. So can you see the shine there? A little bit more. Yeah. Perfect. So how are we doing? So we've got a heart. We've got our book pages there. 1, 2. I think we need more patina. And I want to darken this area behind here. So come back to this. Let's just go crazy. There we go. And is that going to have be enough? Nope, absolutely not. Let's get the black in. Don't be scared of using black. Mind you, I say that. Probably don't spray it directly onto your project unless you're sure how it's going to go. So onto, this is one of the Craft Stash blending mats. Oh look, I've just dripped it on my hand. But this is, that's fine. It's a 6x6 one, which I don't bring out very often. Lots of people going, oh my God, what's she doing? Oh, it's really cool. Okay, I don't know if you can see it. The way that's sort of settling in to the crinkles is awesome. Let's give that a bit of a wick and let that do its own thing. I think everybody's kind of one or another. You're quite happy to experiment and spray and get messy like this, or the opposite where you just want to make sure, you want to know it's going to work. So we'll put that onto the base. Let's just darken the underneath. Look how it's sitting in the creases is really nice. Remove that, Louise. There we go. So make sure it's all nice and dry. You can see the red has just kind of faded in now. We don't see much of it. Right. So that under there, do we need a little bit of texture as in, bit of black ink, I think. And I'm going to go black ink rather than black oxide, which I've not, let me just find a brush for the inks because they're separate to my other ones. Around the edge here, that will really lift it up. Me too, love the MTS toolkit. Yeah, absolutely. Gemma, it's brilliant, isn't it? Whoops, sorry late to the party. Do not worry, Jackie. It's fine. Join whenever you can. These lives also have live chat replay. So if you want to come along another day even, or watch back another one and see what comments happened when, and what I'm actually responding to, then you can do that. That's really made it pop a little bit better, isn't it? I'm going to give it a few darker areas with what's left on my brush. Okay, right. I need to patina it up. Right, I need to glue things down because at the minute I'm just layering stuff and I'm not getting anything glued down. And I do have a meeting today at 12 o'clock, so I need to make sure I'm finished and probably cleaned up a little bit. So let's pop some foam on this. This should be now dry enough for me to stick things onto. So that was just a scrap of foam that I was cutting up, trimming up. Hiya, is that, okay, how am I saying your name? Is it Lynn or is it Line? Linny? Liney? Let me know pronunciation. Craftana Creations. I found these technically difficult. I can only make simple paper on paper card. It's maybe overthinking like what will work, what will go with what. I love this sort of card, as you know. I just love lots of texture, lots of colour, lots of dimension and pattern, all of these things. But I get it, it's not for everyone. But I know a lot of you like to watch this sort of thing come together. Even if you wouldn't go and replicate it, for some it's too messy, you don't have the materials or the tools to do so. And that's a really nice heart on its own, isn't it? But I thought it'd be really nice to show you this heart today, just because it's the deal of the day. So let's also put these on. So a line of glue up the side. I'm going to do one towards the top on one side. And where's the other one? And towards the bottom on the other side. Like so. Let's see. And just wiggle them because they're wet glue. I've got a little bit of wiggle room. Again, thank you to Simone, Blonde is it Cards and Crafts or Crafts and Cards, who sent me the glue pins. They're really lovely. One's got textures written on, one's got Lou written on it. I just think they're gorgeous. Okay, so popping that on there. Now, do we want to add, shall we see, this would look nice in white, I think, actually, or a much paler colour. I think it'd really stand out. So let's use a scrap of cardstock here. So I'm just using lots of pieces from that particular die set. That was the chair, by the way. And look, I've got a, oh, I can't make it squeak again now. I've got a really squeaky chair. I changed it because the seat is comfier on this one, but it doesn't come up as high. And it's got a bit of a creak on it. Hello to Lynn G. Oh, Leanie. Is that how I'm saying it? Leanie? Lynn G. Hello to Lou and everyone late, but loving this. I'm glad you can join me. Excuse me, my voice will hold out. I'm so glad you can join me. I'm here every Wednesday at 10 o'clock. If I'm not, I will put a notification out to let you know that I won't be. Yeah, I think that will stand out. Just the white on its own will stand out nicely. I do want to put more patina in there though, so let's take this out of the way for now. I might just give it a little bit of colour, not a lot. Just doing it on my hands. Let's bring my mat back in. So the distress stains will do that. They will stain anything and everything, so do be careful with those. Wet glue. Happy to experiment if having a play session. Got so much in the middle of got so much if in the middle of a specific card, if it's my first time. Oh, I see, not so much. Sorry, my cursor was on it. I thought it said Scott so much. Yeah, I get it. If you're trying to do something, like you say, specific, or you're on a time restriction, absolutely, you need to, oh, I love doing this. It's like being a child at school and spreading the glue. You need to know it's going to work. But yeah, if you're having a playing session, I would suggest as a crafter as well, don't expect to make something every time. Because if you put pressure on yourself to make something that you love every time, you might be disappointed. But I think that pressure affects the way you craft, which is part of the reason I don't stress too much about planning these lives as well. Craftana, I really like your cards, but can't make them like you. Mine go in the dustbin. Your combinations are amazing. Oh, thank you. First time joining your live on your channel. I can't read that. My eyesight's not good enough. Prathana. Oh, I see. That's your first name in your Craftana. I get it. It's lovely to have you with us. It's too messy for me. I love to watch. Yeah, a lot of people love to watch this, but they wouldn't want to make the mess themselves. And that's what I'm here for. Let's just... Now, the great thing about Oxides is that they show up on dark colours. Look at that. Lovely. And I'm also going to do some splats with the stain too. And these ones I'm not going to water down, so they should stay nice and bright, hopefully. Can you see the white? Just see the white underneath. So the white embossing. Okay, so now I need to think about what I'm going to do. Oh, where's my... Can anyone see where I put my little knot? I won't put it on just yet, but that will go across there to look like some string. I need some sort of sentiment. Now my go-to at the moment is, it's always these, my sentiments for all pack. What can we do? What have we got? Is it going to be white or is it guys? It's the little things that mean so much. Do what you love, love what you do. Do you know what? We were just talking about that. Kind of, if you love it. All right, I'm going to be good. I'm going to get my trimmer out. I'm going to try and find where I put my trimmer. Let's put that to the side for a moment. Do what you love, love what you do. I'm going to use that. There. So Sentiments for All are back in stock. They came back in a couple of weeks ago. I'm so happy. I'll cut that up. We will trim that. Oh. There we go. Right, snip the ends because the ends, you've got some excess. And let's make this into 2 parts. I haven't glued, I have glued this down. Do what you love. Love what you do. There we go. How's it coming? What are we thinking? Do you like it? Would you send it? Would you be happy to receive it? Is it too grungy for you? There's no right or wrong. Except obviously I want you to like it. Kind of regret colouring the card base, to be honest, because that would have looked quite nice being white, I think now. Do what you love, love what you do. I'm going to take a pen. What have I got? I know I've got a fine point pen here somewhere from someone who used to do brush lettering. I should have a lot of fine point pens. Let's see. I've got one here somewhere because I used it earlier. I know I have. That one's too thin. That one's too thick. Right, what have I done with it? Have I put it here somewhere? Does anyone want to come and have a look around my desk for a fine point pen? All right, I'm going to have to use this one. It's much thicker than I wanted. So I'm just going to use the very tip of it just to draw. And it is supposed to be like a hand-drawn border. Do you know what I feel I need? I need a pop of contrasting colour. I might have to bring in the red. I feel like I need some maybe red flowers. Just some red florals on the side there. How am I going to do those? I don't suppose within my little box of goodies. I've got an orange butterfly. It's a bit bold, isn't it? I don't suppose I've got any reds or oranges in here. Oh, okay. I'm not sure. So years ago I used to say, I'll just put a paper flower on it, some paper flowers, and they'd be lovely. But I don't have my flowers with me. Where are they? Do you know what? I don't know where they are nowadays. So I've got these ones, obviously not just the outline. I've got the middle bits as well. I'm just untangling something. Look, they're all caught up. I'm just gonna, I could put a couple of, no, it's not working for me. Oh, I know what we're gonna do. It's different, it's totally different to what I just said. Rather than leaves, there we go, rather than flowers, I'm going to do some leaves, and they're not red either. But these are from the Magnolia Drive washi. So there's the magnolia, and then there's also the leaves. Don't want it coming right out the top, but there would I think I kind of did this last week, didn't I? With the leaves coming out. I'm sure it's similar. Oh well. Yeah, I need some red somewhere, Kobe, don't I? I'll do that in a moment. But I just saw these leaves and I thought I quite like that. I'm going to end up covering a lot up. But the beauty of the washi sheets, which these are still available on Craft Stash as well, is that they you can see through them. So interesting. Let me all know, everybody, what is like the newest product that you've seen released lately that you're really interested in, whether you've bought it or whether you are just thinking about buying it. Like, let me know what's out there at the moment. What on the market have I missed? What do I need to be looking at? Because I get quite engrossed in obviously textures things and all Craft Stash's products, but is there anything else out there that I should be looking at and maybe buying? Birthday coming up in a month or two. No, I think I'll go overboard if I do that. I do need some red flowers. I'm just trying to work out the best way. Have I got some red flowers that I can die cut easily? Unfortunately, I don't actually have a lot of my stash with me. It's all like other branded things. So I might have to leave it and just put something red there another day. We've got the little bit of red there, haven't we? Oh, the book page, notebook edges, look. Let's ruffle these up, so just lift them up so that they've got some texture to them as well. I didn't ruffle these edges either. I usually do that, especially as it's still a bit damp. So it's nice and easy to do. There we go. A little bit more there. There we go. I don't think I can do any more with that because we are at 11 o'clock. I need to find some red flowers. I will do that. I'll find some red flowers and yeah, hopefully you've had fun seeing that come together, whether you love it or hate it. You know, it's mixed media and hopefully there's some techniques that you will play with, even if you just take one or two. Transfer me, I am obsessed with them. Transfer me. What's transfer me? Funky fossils, lovely. Yeah, lots of different things there. Oh, thank you. Like it as it is, without any red flowers or anything. No, I can't find Penn's trees. No, Julie said not to add flowers either. Kobe said a bit of red on the heart. I have actually got some lovely some word dye. They're in with my steampunk collection. I've got a panel that's all words, but they're like the round typewriter font. When they're red and embossed, they look amazing. So I could have a look at those. Thank you, Karen, on Facebook. Julie again, Funky Fossil. July release is good. Maureen's loving the new Adventures in Ink stamps. They're beautiful, aren't they? The Christmas ones, do you mean? The recent ones. How many sheets of washi do you get? Oh, wow, a lot. How many sheets are there? I can't remember, but you get, I think there's 4 or 5 different colours of the flowers, 5 different colours of the flowers. I think it's like 16 sheets, something like that. I could be wrong, could be 8. It could be 8. 5 different coloured flowers, 3 different coloured leaves. 3 sheets, so there's actually 6 different coloured leaves, but yeah, there's a lot. This is the washi. See, I don't store mine in the packet, obviously. It's a bit naughty, but yeah, those leaves are lovely. Sam's wax seal, says Lynn Harrison. The red one would look great on this. Yes, that's what I need. I have got some wax seals, but I haven't got Sam's yet. Better press. So how are we saying? Pan? I'm not sure how you're saying that. The mini dies. Yeah, I've seen Christine Stokes plays with those, works with those a lot, doesn't she? Stacey, I only have a few of the Oxides, but they are more for doing the edges of cards, for distressing stuff. I don't think to use them correctly. I don't think there's a correct way. I think you can just experiment more or less with them. So much different stuff. Thank you, Stacey, that's really sweet. Lovely. Okay, well, if you're watching on YouTube, I'd love it if you could subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, because I'm here every Wednesday. We'll do something a little bit cleaner next week. I might actually even prepare something. You never know. But the bottom line is today, the die set that I've used, like I say, whether you like grungy or not, the die set I've used, I didn't use the paper clip. Still got that to use, is only £8.49, but it is the deal of the day, so that does mean that it's only going to be at that price for today. So go and find that. I've linked it in the YouTube and the Facebook comments, so you'll be able to find that there. Right, I can hear someone walking up my drive, probably with a parcel, so I better go, and I'll see you all